Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we could discuss Porky's 2, The Next Day. So as the title would imply, this takes place the next day after the original Porky's movie. Everybody's had their wild evening, yet everybody's still wanting to party more. They're just worried about, they're thinking about like, what's the next thing we're going to do to have a good time. Except that instead of Porky this time, they find themselves running up against conservative Christians and, yes, the Ku Klux Klan. When the students decide to put on a Shakespearean play, it involves a Native American guy in the Romeo role. That really upsets the local Christians, although they probably don't want anybody kissing on stage anyway. So they begin a huge push to shut it down, and of course, the kids are going to fight back, and that's kind of the point of the movie. There's a lot of side stories going on as well in this, but the main thing is that you have this group of Christians and the Ku Klux Klan working together to shut down Shakespeare, and Pee Wee is leading the charge to make sure that the play happens. So Porky's 2 has a little bit different vibe than the first movie. The first movie is like really kind of like wild and out of control. This feels much more focused, I guess. There's much more of a like coherent, direct storyline at the center of it, and then everything else is kind of tacked onto it, the wackiness and the sex comedy stuff. But this movie does still have a lot of nudity. It has a lot of male nudity. It has a lot of naked guys in it. Not so many naked women, but it does have some. To me, one of the best parts of this is when Wendy gives the performance at the restaurant where she's supposed to be drunk, and she goes at it with the committee person. I can't remember exactly what he was. It was like city councilman or something like that. Amazing performance. What a scene. Like, just so over the top, so hilarious, just so ridiculous. I mean, I love that scene, and to me it really makes Porky's 2, even though it's not that long of a scene. It's just so good to me. It's kind of like burnt into my memory, but I think that's a great scene. But there's a lot of great scenes in this movie. I still don't think it's not as funny as the original, and it's not one that I would go back to as often as the original, but it was fun to go back and revisit it. And, that's pretty much my review of Porky's 2. I feel like if you like the first one, you'll like this one, just probably like not quite as well because it's not as funny and it's not as like, over the top. But that scene with Wendy in the restaurant, amazing, epic shit. Anyway, that's my review for Porky's 2. If you want to check out more, you can go right here on YouTube to my movie review playlist. But until then, thanks for watching this one. I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.